Have you ever noticed that some days you feel sharp and clear-minded, while on other days your thoughts seem foggy and your energy feels low? What if I told you that the answer might not be in your body or your diet, but actually in the walls around you? What if your own home, the place where you've lived for years, is quietly affecting your mental clarity without you even realizing it? Today we're going to talk about 5 surprising things in your home that could be impacting your mind after the age of 70. These are not the usual things doctors talk about. These are silent influences that most people overlook. But once you understand them, you can make simple changes that could help you feel more independent, more confident, and mentally stronger every single day. Welcome to the Wisdom Vault. I'm so glad you're here with me today. As we age, our bodies change in ways we can feel and ways we cannot. Our vision becomes a little less sharp. Our hearing may not be as strong as it once was. And our balance, our muscles, even the way our brain processes information, all of these shift quietly over time. But here's what most people don't realize. The environment we live in can either support these changes, or it can work against us. Your home is not just a building. It is the place where you spend most of your hours. It is where you wake up, where you eat, where you rest, and where you think. And believe it or not, the design of your home, the furniture you sit on, the lights you use, even the colors on your floor, all of these can have a real and measurable effect on your mental health, your confidence, and your ability to live independently. So today, I want to share 5 important things with you. These are backed by science, but explained in the simplest way possible. And the best part? Most of these changes are affordable, practical, and something you can start working on right away. Let's begin. Point 1. The height of your toilet seat. The first thing we need to talk about might feel a little uncomfortable, but it's truly one of the most important. And that is the height of your toilet seat. Now, I know this is not something we usually discuss openly, but the truth is, every single day you use the bathroom several times, and if your toilet seat is too low, getting up from it becomes a struggle. You might have to push hard with your hands. You might feel a strain in your knees or your lower back. And over time, this small struggle, repeated 8 or 10 times a day, starts to affect not just your body, but your mind as well. Let me explain why. When you struggle to stand up from a low toilet seat, your brain begins to register that as a failure. It's not something you think about consciously. But deep inside, a part of your mind starts to believe that you are losing your strength, that you are becoming dependent, that you are no longer capable. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. It means that when we repeatedly experience something difficult without being able to change it, we start to feel powerless. And that feeling of powerlessness can quietly lead to sadness, frustration, and even depression. There's also a physical reason. Every time you strain to stand up, your body releases a stress hormone called cortisol. A little bit of cortisol is normal, but when it happens multiple times every single day, that constant stress begins to wear down a part of your brain called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for memory and learning. So, believe it or not, struggling with a low toilet seat can actually contribute to memory problems over time. Now, here's the good news. There is a very simple solution. You can install what's called a toilet seat riser. This is a raised seat that fits on top of your existing toilet and brings the height up by 3 to 5 inches. It costs anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 rupees, and it can be installed without any major work. You can also consider replacing your toilet entirely with what's called a comfort height toilet, which is naturally taller and designed for people who have difficulty with low seating. This one small change can restore your sense of independence. It can reduce daily stress, and most importantly, it can protect your mental health in a way that is gentle but incredibly powerful. Point 2. The height of your chairs and sofas. The second thing I want you to think about is the furniture you sit on every day. Specifically, your sofa, your dining chair, and any other seat you use regularly. Most furniture that we buy is designed with a standard height in mind. But that standard height is based on the body of a younger person. someone with full muscle strength and flexible joints. As we grow older, our muscles naturally lose some of their power. Our knees may develop arthritis, and our ability to push ourselves up from a seated position becomes more difficult. When your sofa is too low, or your chair doesn't have good armrests, getting up becomes a challenge. And just like with the toilet seat, this challenge repeats itself many times throughout the day. Every time you sit down to eat, every time you relax in the living room, every time you want to move from one room to another, you have to struggle to stand. And again, this struggle affects your confidence. You may start avoiding certain chairs. You may stop sitting in certain rooms. You may even stop inviting people over because you feel embarrassed about needing help to stand. This leads to isolation. And isolation, especially for older adults, is one of the biggest risk factors for depression and cognitive decline. The solution here is also quite simple. First, test your furniture. Sit down and try to stand up without using your hands. If you cannot do it easily, then the furniture is not right for you. The ideal seat height allows your knees to be at a 90-degree angle when your feet are flat on the floor. Your thighs should be parallel to the ground, not angled downward. If your sofa or chair is too low, you can place wooden blocks or furniture risers underneath the legs. These cost between 500 to 1500 rupees and can raise your furniture by 4 to 6 inches. You can also invest in a high-quality chair with good armrests, or even a lift chair, which gently helps you stand using a motor. Yes, these are more expensive, but they are truly life-changing. When you can stand up easily and independently, you feel capable, you feel strong, and that feeling protects your mind just as much as it protects your body. Before we move on, I want to ask you a gentle question. Have you ever noticed that the furniture in your home makes it harder for you to stand or move around comfortably? Or perhaps you've felt that small daily struggles are slowly affecting your confidence? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I truly care about your experiences. And if this information is helping you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to the Wisdom Vault. We are building a community of wise, thoughtful people who care about living well in their later years. Also, make sure you watch this video till the end, because the remaining points are just as important and may protect your health in ways you never imagined. Now, let's continue. Point 3. Lighting your path at night. The third thing we need to talk about is lighting, especially at night. As we age, many of us find that we need to wake up during the night to use the bathroom. This is very common and completely normal. But what is not normal, and what can be very dangerous, is walking through a dark hallway or a dark bedroom in the middle of the night. When you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning, your brain is not fully alert yet. Your eyes take longer to adjust to the darkness. Your sense of balance is not as sharp as it is during the day. And if you have to walk across a room, open a door, and find your way to the bathroom in complete darkness, the risk of tripping, stumbling, or falling becomes very real. In fact, research shows that 55% of all falls among older adults happen at night, usually during trips to the bathroom. And a fall, especially at night, can lead to serious injuries like hip fractures, head trauma, or worse. Even if you don't fall, the fear of falling can make you anxious, and that anxiety can disturb your sleep and affect your mental clarity the next day. The solution is something called pathway lighting. This means having small, gentle lights that automatically guide you from your bed to the bathroom, so you never have to walk in complete darkness. The best kind of lights for this are motion sensor night lights. These lights stay off most of the time, but as soon as you step out of bed, they sense your movement and turn on automatically. They are soft and warm in color, usually amber or red, so they do not wake you up fully or disturb your body's natural sleep hormone called melatonin. You can place these lights along the floor, near your bedroom door, in the hallway, and just outside the bathroom. Each light costs between 500 to 1000 rupees, and you may need 3 to 5 of them depending on the layout of your home. This simple system does 2 very important things. First, it keeps you physically safe. And second, it gives you confidence. You no longer feel afraid to get up at night. You no longer feel like a prisoner in your own bed. And that freedom, that sense of safety, is deeply comforting for your mind. Point 4. The color and texture of your floors. Now let's talk about something that most people never think about, and that is the color and finish of the floors in your home. As we age, our eyes lose something called contrast sensitivity. This means that it becomes harder to see where one surface ends and another begins, especially if they are similar in color. For example, if you have a beige carpet in your bedroom and beige tiles in your bathroom, your brain may not clearly register the change from one surface to the other, and this can create a sense of confusion or even fear. There is also something called depth perception, which is your brain's ability to judge how far away something is. When depth perception weakens, a dark-colored floor can look like a hole or a drop. A shiny, glossy floor can look wet, even when it is completely dry. And stairs that are all the same color can seem to blend together, making it impossible to see where one step ends and the next begins. All of these visual confusions create stress in your mind. You may start to avoid certain rooms. You may walk very slowly and carefully, always worried that you might trip or fall. And this constant worry drains your mental energy and can make you feel tired, anxious, and less willing to move around your own home. The solution is to create clear visual contrast. This means making sure that your floors and walls are different colors so your brain can easily see the boundaries. It also means avoiding shiny, glossy tiles or polished marble, especially in hallways and bathrooms. Instead, choose matte finishes that do not reflect light and do not create illusions. If you have stairs, make sure each step has a strip of contrasting color on the edge. These are called stair nosings, and they cost around 100 to 200 rupees per step. They make each step clearly visible and dramatically reduce the risk of missing a step and falling. You can also use area rugs to create zones in your home. For example, a soft rug near your bedside or a textured mat in the bathroom not only feels good under your feet, but also helps your brain understand where you are in the space. These changes may seem small, but they send a powerful message to your brain. This space is safe, this space is clear, and I am in control. Point 5. The placement of mirrors in your home. The fifth and final thing I want to share with you today is about mirrors. Mirrors are common in every home. We use them to check our appearance, to make a room feel bigger, or simply because they came with the furniture. But what most people do not realize is that the placement of a mirror can actually affect your sleep, your mood, and even your sense of safety. Let me give you an example. If you have a large mirror directly facing your bed, it can create a subtle sense of unease. When you wake up in the middle of the night and see your own reflection in the darkness, your brain may take a moment to recognize that it is you. This can trigger a startle response, raise your heart rate, and disturb your sleep. Over time, poor sleep affects your memory, your mood, and your overall mental sharpness. There is also a concept in traditional design systems like Vastu and Feng Shui, which says that mirrors should not face the main entrance of your home. The idea is that positive energy entering your home should not be reflected back out. Now, whether or not you believe in energy flow, there is a psychological truth here. A mirror facing the entrance can make your home feel less welcoming, less contained, and less like a safe refuge. The solution is very simple and costs nothing. Just reposition your mirrors. Move the bedroom mirror to a side wall, or place it inside a closet door. Make sure mirrors in your living room or hallway reflect something pleasant, like a window with a view, or a plant, or a piece of art. This creates a sense of openness and calm. Mirrors are tools. When used wisely, they can make your home feel brighter and more spacious. But when placed carelessly, they can disturb your rest and your peace of mind. So, let's take a moment to review what we've talked about today. We discussed 5 hidden factors in your home that can silently affect your mental clarity and emotional well-being after the age of 70. First, the height of your toilet seat. and how a simple riser can restore your independence and reduce daily stress. Second, the height of your furniture, and how the right chair or sofa can help you feel capable and confident. Third, the importance of gentle pathway lighting at night, which keeps you safe and removes the fear of falling. Fourth, the color and texture of your floors, and how visual clarity can calm your mind and help you move freely. And fifth, the placement of mirrors, and how a small adjustment can improve your sleep and sense of peace. None of these changes require you to rebuild your home. None of them are complicated or expensive, but together, they create an environment that supports your body, respects your dignity, and protects your mind. Your home should be your sanctuary. It should be a place where you feel safe, strong, and at peace. And with just a few thoughtful changes, you can make that happen. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, share it with your family or friends, and subscribe to the Wisdom Vault. We are here to walk with you through every stage of life with wisdom, respect, and care. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, and remember, small changes can make a big difference.